We are on. I am chatting with soprano Lisa Vroman. She is in Philadelphia. She just is about to do another Philly Pops engagement with the Philadelphia Pops in that city. The what is it? Ninth of 10 concerts? What is it?
Ninth of 10 concerts. We're
Wow.
almost one month in Philly.
Wow. And also, by the way, Lisa lives with her husband and dog, apparently, in Pasadena. So the
One
two
could
of
only hope to live with my husband. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it when you're on the road quite a bit.
So we as Southern Californians, we can compare notes briefly about the weather, which is to say it's chilly in Santa Barbara right now, but we don't have any idea chill, do we?
It's colder in California than it is in Philadelphia. How
Amazing,
about that?
interesting. Well, in any case, soprano Lisa Vroman is going to be the soloist with the Santa Barbara Symphony Orchestra for their New Year's Eve Pops concert, which is coming up on Thursday, a couple weeks from now, Thursday, December 31st. The concert begins at 8:30 in the evening and ends by about 10:30, so all the patrons can rush out and catch all their New Year's Eve stuff. And as I recall, there are always sound noisemakers and hats, and everybody has a great time. It's going to be a wonderful concert, and in particular, it's going to be interesting because this is the first time, first in 10 seasons that Maestro Nir Cabaretti has been conducting the Santa Barbara Symphony, that he is going to be conducting the Pops concert. Might have something to do with the fact that he and his family have moved to Santa Barbara. And then a little bit later, we'll talk about all this, but a couple weeks later, Lisa Vroman's going to be soloist with the Southwest Florida Symphony, which is Nir Cabaretti's second big orchestral gig in America.
But not with here.
That's right. Nir will be here, and the guest conductor, the Pops conductor for that orchestra will be doing. But let's see. Let me just run through, if you don't mind, Lisa, for just a second. By the way, we may have an interrupt. There he is. There he is.
There's my friend.
There he
There's
is.
my friend. Say hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Don
Hello.
Marazzo, ladies and gentlemen. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
He's artistic director of Glimmerglass Opera back when I did Kiss Me Kate, and there he is right now.
There he is. So, John, thank you very much for your patience. If you'll just let us try and get through this quickly. take that back seat, okay?
It's busy.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, let me just get through a couple things, and then we'll have a good chat. We're again talking Thursday, of course, December 31st at the Granada Theatre in downtown Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara Symphony. Their Pops concert's always fun. 8:30 in the evening. Tickets. $38, dirt cheap. $253.
Oh.
If you want the box, something like that, I want a box seat. And ticket number, this video interviews goes out all over Southern California. So for those throughout Southern California, especially greater Los Angeles area, the ticket Granada Theatre box office number is area code 805-899-2222. This one sells out every single year, so hurry up. Any of you that want to come up, do a dinner, or have a good time in gorgeous, glorious Santa Barbara, you better hurry. It's going to be a program that's going to include, some Lloyd Webber tunes, oddly enough, because Lisa Vroman had quite a spectacular career with Phantom of the Opera. We'll talk about that a little bit. Viennese waltzes, polkas, Borodin, Polovetzian dances, the whole thing, Gershwin songs, I believe, and so on. Now let's do a little quick overview, if you don't mind. And I know you have another show coming up soon, so we'll be quick. But a little, you are, I don't want to ever use the word crossover artist, but you have
Why?
well, you have the operatic voice, the beautiful voice. You've had this wonderful career. What was the big break, Phantom of the Opera on Broadway? Was that kind of the big break?
I don't consider it a break. I think there's steps in one's career that slow burn you into having one that's going to last a long time. It starts out with good training, and then part of it's luck, part of it's, but you can never stop. I do a lot of master classes with kids these days, and they just want to know how to get an agent and be a star. And I'm like, well, there's a lot that happens before that, and they just want to star in the show. And I say, well, then what? Then what are you going to do? But being a crossover artist, for me, I'm proud of it. I did a lot of classical training, but have been required to sing lots of different styles for years. The 10 years I did Christine in Phantom of the Opera on Broadway and in San Francisco and in Los Angeles was such a great training for repetition and keeping yourself fresh and kind of like being a professional athlete in training for that long.
Absolutely.
So I loved it. It was a great job. It bought me a wonderful house in Pasadena, so I'm forever thankful for that. But I still do a lot of traveling. Not so much, I'm not kind of looking for long-term theater anymore. I had my long runs in Les Mis and in that But the concert work is great. So I can go away for a week. This is a month, so that's kind of a long time.
Yeah.
And then go home and reunite with my husband and my dog. And remind them that I do live there and that I,
That's right.
visit the dog park and all my people there,
And just about this as you said, kind of this slow, steady, step-by-step creation of a career. Can you give me any idea where were those first moments? Were there any teachers? Were there parents? What was that thing that made you decide you're going to follow this incredibly difficult career in music?
There's everyone's path is so different all the time. My mother was a music teacher, so I think that started me on the path of loving music. Choral music was second nature. I was a flute player, and I actually went to college playing the flute also, so I think I was trained well as a musician.
Yeah.
And was in education, so I have an education degree as my undergrad degree. I was auditioning for a concerto program in my senior year of college, and the two of the professors there said, "We want you to go to grad school. You have great ears, you're a great musician." And so I did right away. I hadn't considered it until then, and that started me on the path of really kind of stepping up what it was about me that would eventually be worthy of having a career on stage, because I had to be sort of talked into it, I think.
Yeah.
I loved it, but I didn't really have I'm not sure I had the stomach for the competition and for all of that. I wasn't prepared for that early on. So I came a little later into that kind of confidence, which that's a long conversation.
That answers my question. You never secretly longed to be an electrical engineer or anything. It's always been music, yeah.
No, I was a little kind of a tomboy growing up, but I love how physical the theater work is. I love singing in English. I love telling stories. I love all the crossover literature that allows me to do that. I love working with classical conductors also, because I come from that world of training, and I'm excited about doing this program, and I've kind of molded what I'm doing to be, if it's Broadway based or American Songbook, it's in the classical vein. So I think he's going to just shine with this music, and so is the orchestra. It's going to sound beautiful. We're going to do a little tribute also to Julie Stein, who I don't know which birthday it would have been, but December 31st was his birthday.
And also, as we know, Nir Cabaretti has a tremendous operatic career conducting in Rome and Madrid and Florence. Yeah, and I think we spoke a little earlier. This will be your first opportunity to work with Maestro Cabaretti. Is that correct?
First time with him, but my third time with the orchestra.
Oh,
and in fact, I did the opening New Year's Eve at the Granada Theatre.
So it's like old home week. You're just coming back to town, you know. You recognize the tall building and all that, so you won't get lost. It's going to be
tall
easy.
building. For me, for once, I don't have to fly to the next gig. I can drive to Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to spend New Year's Eve there? It's beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful. Now, listen, tell us about this. You mentioned this strong relationship with Philly Pops. This is, I think, your fourth year. How did that get started, and what's the feeling there in Philadelphia? Are you feeling as comfortable?
Comfortable. It's fantastic. It's like being with your family for Christmas. It's been kind of unseasonably warm, so we've loved that. And the conductor I've known since 1988. How about that?
Oh, wow.
We did Les Mis together on the road, and then Kiss Me Kate. We've done Proms Festival. So being with David again, finally on the stage with me, he's always been in the pit. So that's been joyous. This orchestra is terrific. The city is magnificent. There's so much history. The buildings are incredible. Yeah. I had gone to Spain, to Santander, Spain, to a music festival with, so I know a lot of them. I've been having dinners with some of the musicians that I've met, and they're top drawer and they're great people, and the crew is fantastic. So if you have to stay someplace and have a job for a month, this is one of the best.
and let's just get a little overview about what kind of what exactly is going to be coming down here now in the new year. We've got in the second week of January, you're going to be in with Southwest Florida Symphony, which is Maestro Cabaretti's.
I've developed a concert for them with a children's choir, and we're going to do mostly Rodgers and Hammerstein, Rodgers and Hart, Stephen Sondheim, because he was so connected to Oscar Hammerstein and his family, so it's kind of a Broadway all in the family. But the kids and I are doing some very special things. We're doing the entire Do-Re-Mi scene and encore together. So I will get there a little early and rehearse with the kids, but it's kind of my my husband's an orchestrator, so a lot of his orchestrations will be used, and some classic pieces too. But then it goes on and on. I'm going all over the place. I'm in Hong Kong in February, and it's just frequent flyer miles.
Just as you had said, you were going to lead a slightly more quiet life in Pasadena.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Also, what's this about? Your husband is an orchestrator. How is that in Hollywood? I presume.
Well, no, he's a Canadian. He was a jazz trombone player. He moved here actually. We've been only married for a few years, and he does a lot of projects for a lot of people in London, and he has a lot of clients all over the place. But I tell you, it's very convenient having someone orchestrate for you. That is a really great idea.
And what's more, you have the artistic director of Glimmerglass waiting outside the door. I mean,
Yes.
what is? Oh, is he?
He left Glimmerglass. He's there. He is right there.
There he is. Very patient. Very patient. I think I'm going to just run through the details, the ticket details, just once more for everybody. Again, this is going to go out throughout Southern California. Perfect New Year's Eve, Thursday evening, to come up from Los Angeles, from Pasadena, even to Santa Barbara, and enjoy this evening of this wonderful Pops concert. This is the Santa Barbara Symphony. Maestro Nir Cabaretti is the conductor, and he will be conducting this Pops concert. This will be his first Pops concert with the Santa Barbara Symphony, just because, his schedule is better now, apparently. That's going to be a thrill, because he is an opera conductor, and you two are going to obviously hit it off beautifully. Granada Theatre in Santa Barbara, the wonderful kind of little opera house that we have created out of an old cinema hall. We're talking about Thursday, of course, December 31st. The concert begins at 8:30, ends at 10:30, so everybody can go run out and run amok out in the streets for the New Year's. Music by Lloyd Webber. We're going to have some Borodin Polovetzian dances. We're going to have some tunes, I presume, from a little night music and others. You want to throw a couple of pieces at me that you yourself are going to sing for sure.
Irving Berlin, Julie Stein.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned, yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And tickets are from dirt cheap to the box seat if you want. Something like $38 to $153 if you want to splurge and bring a couple friends and have a great party. Granada Theatre. Ticket telephone number throughout Southern California. The area code in Santa Barbara is 805. The telephone number is 899-2222 for the New Year's Eve concert, Santa Barbara Symphony on New Year's Eve, Thursday, December 31st. May I thank you, Lisa Vroman, for taking a moment before your next performance in Philadelphia and before you get to chat with much more important people. Many, many thanks for giving me a few moments of your time.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Bye-bye.